Hey guys, Chris,
Jay.
Project Nerf again, and today we're going to do a little head-to-head comparison from the Buzzbee Ultra-tek Snipe versus the Strike Alphahawk.
Yeah, I was actually impressed with how well the Buzzbee gun hung with the Rapid Strike.
Well, you notice he's switched sides now on me. Now he's the Buzzbee guy.
Yeah, and I'm going to bust your ass.
Well, we're going to find out about that.
We'll see.
Okay, guys, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to set up, as always, and fire these things over to Chrono and see what they've got. Alright, first Chrono, Strike Alphahawk.
Alright, now the Buzzbee Ultra-tek Snipe.
Okay, guys, our special guest star in this one is Lieutenant Dan down there. Now, he's just a styrofoam bus that we drew some crappy targets on. They named him Lieutenant Dan because he's got no legs, and he's going to be the target for the next exercise. We're going to measure the accuracy or grouping of these two blasters over 10 dart sets from two ranges. We're going to do it first at 15 feet, and then we're going to do it at 25 feet. First up, we're going to use the Buzzbee. Not a hit. That was a hit.
Shot right in the head, too.
Miss. Miss. Hit. Hit. Right in the center. Alright, guys, I'm now the Alphahawk, 10 darts, 15 feet. Miss. Hit. 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 Alright, we're going to do 10 dart sets now. First up, the Buzzbee from 25 feet, 10 dart set. We're going to call our hits.
Impressively missed.
That might have been a hit. I'm going to call that one. It's close. That was definitely a hit. Alright, now up the Alphahawk, 25 feet, 10 darts. Little low. Hit. 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 Low. Wide. Hit. Alright, guys. Our final thoughts on our two blasters today. I'll start here. I was Nerf guy today. I said, as we said in our earlier post, Nerf guy went Buzzbee on me after our last comparison. The Alphahawk, as a primary blaster for any type of HVC event, as beautiful as it is, not at all practical. It's not even a good secondary. The low capacity really kills that. That being said, it is a very fun blaster to plink around with. The cylinder opens sometimes.
Maybe. It's thinking about it.
Or not.
There it goes.
There we go. And makes a killer good spinny sound. So that's pretty sweet. It's beautiful. It's one of the, if not the, in my opinion, best-looking blasters that Hasbro has released in probably the last 2 or 3 years. I really like the look of it. The feel of it's great. The thumb hole stock is big and bulky. There's lots of room for it. It's even kind of got like a rubberized grip down here. Very comfortable. Very fun to play with. Just not that practical in an HVZ or even PvP, player versus player event. Our chrono numbers, they came in right on Elite Performance, 70 feet a second. That's no surprise. That's about the standard these days.
Pretty much.
And the Strike darts that it came with, which we're going to get to that comparison, are in fact, in every way, in my opinion, superior to Elite darts. You do lose a couple of feet a second, but they are lasers. They're just dead on pretty much every time, as you saw from our shooting test. What do you have to say about the Buzzbee?
Well, you know, it's like most of them's got the pros and cons. Pretty much the cons basically rest the same way with this guy. As a primary, it's big, it's bulky, it doesn't have a high fire rate. So if you're talking about, you know, any kind of event, it's not practical for that. In saying that, outside of the color scheme, it is cool to look at. I do think it looks good. It simulates, you know, the bolt action movements and all very well.
Yeah, it's got that real steel kind of...
It's got a very real feel to it when you're using it. It's what did we average this guy at? 75, I think?
75, and disclaimer, that's probably a little bit low. That was over a data set of 10. I called this one for 80, or, you know, plus when it came out of the box, the first shot off the barrel.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit better, but for the sake of, you know, all discussion, we'll say 75, because, you know, it varies a little bit, gun to gun. But, yeah, I like the way it looks, I like the way it feels, it's comfortable to hold, it's comfortable to use, but it doesn't fire very quickly. I don't like any of the Buzzbee magazines, but, yeah, you can put the Nerf magazines in there and it'll fire them just fine. For just clarification, we did actually use this for all of our testing today, and I didn't have any problems. Normally I have a big problem with these jamming.
Yeah, well, the Buzzbee mags that we talked about in our Rapid Strike Brute versus, the Buzzbee mags don't feed as well as, you know, Nerf's, as Hasbro's mags do. That being said, with our versus, in accuracy, which, again, disclaimer, is all just the darts. Off camera, we switched ammo. He fired the AccuStrike darts that this came with. I fired the Buzzbee suction cups out of this, and we got basically the same exact result that we did the other way around.
Basically identical numbers.
Accuracy is all the darts.
Yeah, the variances we got are well within the margin of human error.
Correct.
Nothing to do with the Nerf.
But that being said, for price point and for performance, and even overall cosmetics, this is a much more attractive blaster. I think a little easier to handle. It's just way better to look at. That being said, its only advantage in a tactical scenario is fire rate, because it's ambidextrous. You don't have to reach up and do this number. You can just, so you can get a much higher fire rate off of it. That being said,
that only works on this if you're a lefty.
Right. That being said, the cosmetics and the fire rate alone are not enough for me to award this versus to Nerf. So in my opinion, I have to award the versus for price point, performance, magazine fed, solely to the Buzzbee.
Yeah, I agree. I give it to the Buzzbee. In saying that, I don't give it to the Buzzbee by much. They're almost interchangeable. The biggest advantage this has, truly, is magazine fed versus cylinder.
Right. Well, the magazine fed, at least as a secondary, you drop the barrel, you drop the scope, you sling it behind, you can put the 20-round mag from the Brute in it, and you've got some capacity there.
Well, that part is something I do like, that you can take these off, and if you're inside as opposed to being outdoors, you can take off a lot of that bulkiness, and it's better for going through hallways and all than it otherwise would be.
Right. You know, as a CQB secondary, I think that one would be okay. Like I said, this capacity kills it every single time. 5 just doesn't get it. It's a great blaster to plink with. It's fun to play in the backyard with your friends, family, cousins, you know, neighbors. But ultimately, this versus goes to the Buzzbee. This is Chris.
This is Jay.
For Project Nerf, saying have a blast.